In October of 2021, Adventure 4.3 Crown of Shadows came to an abrupt end when a rogue former AF2 developer copy-striked the game's Twitter and threatened to do the same to the game itself. Combine that with the limitations of the Adventure Forward story to what the team actually wanted to tell, and this was the final straw. And so with that, Crown of Shadows was no more. Fortunately, a few weeks later, Team Nova unveiled their magnum opus, Stars Align. That was over 13 months ago, and in that time frame a lot has happened, and Stars Align, both as a game and as a community, has had a lot of changes. In this video, I want to go and look over the past year and talk about everything that's happened, as well as everything we know so far about the game. Finally, at the end, I want to really reiterate the point. Is this all worth it? I mean, aside from these 13 months of development, the game has been conceptualized since 2018 with the first version of TikTok Gardens. Has this grand total of 4 years of work gone to waste, or is something truly incredible in the works? I've spent hours reading over old Discord messages, combing for old teasers, so I hope you'll sit back, relax, maybe grab some popcorn even, as we journey to answer the question, where is Stars Align 1 year later? But before we begin talking about what's happened over this past year and I guess the history of the game so far, I do want to inform the uninformed. What is Stars Align? Well, Stars Align is a platformer collectathon adventure game coming soon to Roblox. The story, while largely unknown, follows the adventures of a mysterious child who fell from the sky and scattered all the stars, a magical power source across various worlds, which allowed bad things to happen, and it's up to you to stop them. The gameplay is primarily about exploration and platforming, and it will release eventually. Now that that's out of the way, let's get back on track. So like I said in the intro, Stars Align was unveiled to us in late October of last year, with a trailer showing off the game's main antagonist, Mira, facing off against the protagonist, who was then called Savion. It was a pretty short fight trailer, but it showed off some notable things about the game, like World 3 and Mira's design, and provided us with a release date, 2022. For the remainder of the year, we got some teasers showing us exactly what to expect from SA, as well as the redesigns. Aramis, of course, was first. The new characters were now called angels instead of points, and they had powerful artifacts that we would collect called masks. The hype was unreal, and going into January we actually got a release date, pretty much Valentine's Day. After that point we got revealed our full cast of characters all redesigned, as well as some teasers of the new World 1, and more importantly, a bit of World 2. The cast of characters remained largely the same, except now they were all angels, who had masks instead of being pointed symbols, except for Corvus, who was given the boot in favor of a different red person. Soon, February rolled around, and that's when it happened. Stars Align actually released. Contrary to what a certain glitcher hacker may have you believe, the game statistically was met with positive reception, even pulling in a fairly large crowd considering the demo was only out for less than a week. If you want to get really statistical, the original Crown of Shadows demo was out for about 4 months and raked in about 50,000 visits. The Stars Align demo, meanwhile, was out for only 6 days and raked in around 45,000 visits. That is pretty crazy. But despite the numerical success, things weren't all perfect as the game closed less than a week later. This was because of a large amount of bugs that plagued the game, the lack of polish in certain areas, and the amount of content that was promised being axed. Initially, the demo was to contain the prologue, hub, World 1, and World 2, but due to time constraints, this was chopped severely into just being World 1. Rover apologized for the whole fiasco and soon closed the game, and with that, as soon as it sprung up, Stars Align was gone. After the closure of the demo, Stars Align community entered a long period of silence and no communication from the developers. It's kind of funny now, since considering how the server has now become kind of synonymous with waiting forever for things, but back then it was kind of a big deal considering we had gotten fairly frequent up to that point. But on March 22nd, we kind of got an answer as to why. That was the day Sir Rover stepped down from leading Team Nova, and project lead was passed on to Skiller Niller. Skiller has a small but noticeably different philosophy when it comes to handling SA's development, which I can't really explain, which I can't really put into words, but it's different. After more periods of silence where nothing really happened, it was announced on May 26th that we would be getting a cool thing called Stars Align Week, where we'd get a crap ton of reveals, teasers, and events that would come to us in June. The event was a huge success. We learned a lot about Stars Align and did a bunch of cool things as a community during the week, and overall it was great. After this point, however, we slipped into another slow period. From June until now, Stars Align updates have been slow. They're still consistent, don't get me wrong. We've been getting around 1 to 2 per month, which isn't the fault of the developers at all. Many of them go to school and have IRL things to take care of, and they also had an issue with the game's engine that had to be fixed since the whole thing had to be remade. And also, we have learned some new things. We've been given the name of the game's hub, Twilight Terminal. We've been given some bonus level teasers, and we've been given a release year, 2023. And that brings us to now. So, despite everything, is Stars Align still worth it? Is it still something that we can be excited for, and will it even actually release? Well, despite all the waitings, I am still oh so excited for Stars Align, and I think everyone watching should be. I mean, just look at Repainted, which according to Skiller is simply something they made for fun. So imagine how good Stars Align is, a project that's been conceptually in the works since 2018 or 2019, with the first version of TikTok Gardens. I think that given the circumstances, 2023 will be the year of Stars Align, when at last a Roblox adventure game will actually release. And I, for one, cannot wait for it. But hey, that's all I've got for this video. I hope you enjoyed listening to the history of Stars Align, and I also hope you were able to take something from it. But anyways, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.